Coming up on this edition of Bearkat Student Media News, the long nights of homework and studying are almost over. The day seniors have been waiting on is just about here.
Also, Transgender Awareness Week may have already passed, but you can still take action by educating yourself about experiences that affect the transgender community.
Live from the Dan Rather Communications Building on the campus of Sam Houston State University, this is Channel 7 News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Angie Rodriguez.
And I'm Justin Hardcastle. Welcome to Bearkat Student Media News.
The week of November 13th through the 19th was Transgender Awareness Week.
Bearkat Student Media's Joe Ashley has more on the story.
Transgender Awareness Week is celebrated around the country. It's intended to raise visibility for those in the transgender community and address the issues they face.
I think Transgender Awareness Week is really important because it helps cisgendered people kind of realize what other people might go through and some of the hardships that they might experience every day.
I believe that Transgender Awareness Week is important because it helps a lot of non-transgender students like me become more aware of how important transgendered students are at our campus in terms of in class, outside of class, and it helps everybody, and everybody ends up being happy at the end of the day.
SHSU has taken steps to try and make the campus a welcoming place for transgender as well as other LGBTQ people. Around campus, students can find a lot of resources for those in the LGBTQ community to use. A campus-wide effort known as Haven was created to promote inclusion on campus. Haven works with faculty and staff to promote a safe zone for members of the LGBTQ community. Haven does this by offering training for people. The training helps people learn about relevant LGBTQ vocabulary, how to be a good ally, and so much more. SHSU offers other resources on its website for members of the LGBTQ community. This includes different hotlines for people to contact. The website also includes links to other organizations and resources relevant to the groups. From the campus of Sam Houston State University, Joe Ashley, Bearkat Student Media.
Are meal plans worth the cost, or are they an extra dreaded college expense?
Bearkat Student Media's Denise Powell sheds light on the topic.
Most college students know what it is like to have a meal plan. A meal plan provides meals, snacks, and more at various locations across campus. A meal plan includes meal swipes and Bearkat bucks. Meal swipes give students access to any of the buffet-style dining halls, such as the Old Main Market and General Market. Bearkat bucks are tax-free dollars placed in a prepaid balance account where you can purchase items at several locations on campus. The university provides many meal plan options, and the prices vary. If a student lives on campus, they must purchase a residential package, and the cheapest one is roughly $2,000 a semester.
A lot of time, energy, and calculations go into the cost of food, preparing the food, and providing, again, 20 meals every week for students for the entire 16 weeks. So we have to calculate that and come up with a price that still allows for students to see value. And
so, if a student used all 320 meals during the semester and paid $2,000 for the plan, that comes to $6.25 a meal. The commuter plans prices range from $620 to $1,000 per semester. Some students believe the meal plans are a good investment.
It's efficient, and I like the meal plans a lot because I can just swipe in and go and get the food that I need, and then not having to worry about cooking it or keeping enough dishes in my dorm and all that kind of stuff.
While other students think it costs more than what it's worth.
They do charge you a bit much. It is over-exaggerated, but I think, you get your Bearkat bucks, and then you also get the cushion of if you run out, you get a couple, you still have some swipes for the cafeteria. So
I ended up getting, I guess, the most expensive one for residential. I wouldn't say it was kind of the best option in a way, because I realized that there's not many foods that I like.
In the end, every student needs to weigh what's best for him or her. Price and convenience are two main factors. However, you are locked in if you do choose a meal for the semester. From the campus of Sam Houston State University, Denise Powell, Bearkat Student Media.
Sam Houston State University will welcome 3 notable speakers for graduation ceremonies scheduled next week. Troy Finner, Shelley Dacus, and Morgan Chesky will address approximately 2,000 graduating students. Finner is the current Houston Chief of Police. He graduated from SHSU in 1998.
Dacus is a 2002 SAM graduate and serves as Regional President and CEO at First Financial Bank, NA. Finally, NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky will also address students. He's a 2008 alum of the university. Each will speak on different college campuses on December 9th or 10th.
And speaking of graduation, it's time to bring out those foghorns and whistles because it's almost graduation time.
Bearkat Student Media's Sydney Simmons has more.
Fall graduations are almost upon us here at Sam Houston State University. Students are getting their last-minute graduation pictures before their big day. With one last week of classes and 1 week of finals, students are getting ready to be out in the real world.
So excited to, look forward to new things and not be stagnant in Huntsville, and excited to study for law school, so yeah.
In most cases, students do 4 or more years to complete their degrees. To be able to finish is one weight lifted off students' shoulders.
First and foremost, that I'm finally done, but I'm definitely excited to start my career path. I'm going into veterinary medicine. I think it'll be very fun and very interesting. Plus, I get a stress-free break from school.
Graduates are also really eager to start their job searches as well.
I don't know. I think I've been in Huntsville too long. I think I'm ready to get out of here, get a real career, start making money, really. Chase a bag.
Students have spent their years at this university gathering the knowledge to succeed in their career path. Now that the time is reaching near, students are now able to branch out on their own to find what best fits for them.
I'm excited for a new beginning and to see what the future holds for me.
Commencement ceremonies start on December 9th at 9:30 a.m. and the last ceremony takes place December 10th at 2:30 p.m. So get ready, graduates, to turn those tassels from right to left because your time is finally here. Reporting from Huntsville, Sydney Simmons, Bearkat Student Media.
The Common Reader Film Festival highlights student films that relate to a book the university recommends everyone read each fall semester.
This year's book is entitled Sitting Pretty. My partner Justin Hardcastle caught up with the event's organizer and has more.
Before the Thanksgiving break, the Mass Comm department held the 7th annual Common Reader Film Festival, giving film students an opportunity to show off all the hard work they've put into their films this semester. The theme this year comes from the book Sitting Pretty by Rebecca Tausig, and the films dealt with the theme of fighting disadvantages and overcoming disabilities. 13 films were selected for viewing. Each film dealt with the topic in a unique way, and the results were decided by a panel of judges, but there was a twist. After the screenings, the audience got to pick a favorite film, and for the first time in film festival history, a tie was declared.
There were 2 films that tied. I think they both got 34 votes, and so I was looking on there and it showed that both of them won. So it was Smell the Roses by Jackson Craigle, and then Willpower by Blake Childress.
But the biggest issue from the tie may be the issue of who gets the trophy.
It was a cool thing. So I actually have to order another trophy for the other 2. You're not gonna cut it in now? I was going to, but I feel like Jackson's not gonna bring it back to get cut, so we'll see.
Trophies aside, it's the culmination of all the students' hard work that's important to these professors in the end.
It's just really inspiring to see them actually develop an idea, and see what they wrote on paper actually come to life on screen. So it's really good to see students that I've worked with use some of those concepts that we learn in class to actually produce their work.
But what everyone really wants to know is, did Professor Bolden have a favorite?
Last thing, which film was your favorite?
I think it was Willpower. I voted for that one.
Oh, yeah?
I liked both of them, actually, Smell the Roses and Willpower. So I was actually glad that it was a tie. I think that was an accurate assessment of the nature in which those films resonated with people.
From the Olson Auditorium, Justin Hardcastle, Bearkat Student Media.
Coming up, it's the holiday season once again.
That means it's time for one of Sam Houston's oldest traditions.
This could be any town in Texas. Friendly folk. Everyone knows everyone, including our doctor, when we have one. Out here, it's an hour drive just for a checkup. They say we're facing a shortage of doctors, and that's one thing our state can't afford. We're so deeply bound to our rural roots, it's hard to comprehend. That's why Sam Houston State University created its College of Osteopathic Medicine to meet the health care needs of our rural communities and all who call Texas home. Better health care in our small towns is better for everyone. A new generation of physicians for Texans from a medical school that understands our Texas roots. Sam Houston State University, a great name in medicine.
You're watching Bearkat Student Media News, a production of the Mass Communications Department at Sam Houston State University, only right here on Channel 7.
The holiday season is upon us here in Huntsville, and Sam Houston State looks to continue the tradition of putting up and lighting a Christmas tree.
Bearkat Student Media's Jalen Phillips has a story.
With Thanksgiving behind us, many students get excited because they know Christmas is right around the corner. Many families across the country celebrate the holiday tradition by putting up a Christmas tree. Sam Houston State University takes the tradition up a notch.
Sam Houston Physical Facilities reached out to us about 12 years ago and asked them to start helping them with it because it was taking too much. They just didn't have the manpower to do it. And so we've been building the Christmas tree for Sam Houston for, I think this was our 12th year.
As you can see, the tree is enormous in size, and it makes you wonder how much time was spent into getting this project done.
We use our own staff, and we generally have 7 guys that do it, and one bucket truck and 1 crane. We have a time frame to get it up in. And it doesn't matter what the weather it is we have to have it up by the time that Thanksgiving gets here. It's usually a 2.5 day job, and they got it done this year in a day and 3, about a little less than 2 days.
The 50-foot tall tree has caught the eye of quite a few students on campus.
I thought it was really pretty and tall and really the center of attention.
It looked really nice, you know. It's about that time of the year, getting in that holiday spirit, so it was good to see.
The Christmas tree is quite impressive, but who's in charge of decorating it?
Well, Sam Houston students are in charge of decorating the tree. We put the tree up, the frame of it, we put the foliage on it and the lights on it, and then the students come in and they actually put the decorations on it.
We asked students if they plan on decorating the tree.
Personally, no, but you know, I think it is good for students to get out there and decorate the tree. Yeah.
So, if you're not busy on the final days of the semester, go spread some holiday spirit by helping decorate the Christmas tree in the middle of the yard, and wish one another a happy holidays. From the campus of Sam Houston State University, Jalen Phillips, Bearkat Student Media.
Each year, the Sam Houston State University Alumni Association and the Department of Student Activities host a week loaded with fun-filled activities for Bearkats and members of the community to enjoy.
This year was the first Fall Festival Harvest Festival. The festival's goal is to strengthen the Bearkat spirit. It featured face painting, photo ops, and live music. Making connections is an important part of the college experience, and the Harvest Festival did exactly that.
Hi, my name's Candace. I'm the store admin at the Huntsville HEB here. We're out here just giving away free items. We are so glad to be a part of our community. We're out here at the first ever annual Fall Harvest Festival, just passing out things, trying to be involved. We love to be out in the community, doing everything that we can to be out and support our community.
The attendees are what keeps events like this going. This year was deemed a success, so it is possible that a second Harvest Festival will be held.
A Sam Houston State University professor has pulled down a top honor. Dr. Shaim Nair has earned the United States Department of Agriculture's National Award for Excellence in College and University Teaching in Food and Agricultural Sciences. Nair has received many awards since he began teaching here 8 years ago.
None are quite as prestigious as this current honor, which the highest teaching award an agricultural or food faculty member can receive in the U.S. The annual national award comes with a stipend of $5,000 to be used for improving teaching.
Exploring downtown Huntsville's local shops can put some money in your pocket.
The Huntsville Downtown Business Alliance has put its spin on a national movement of Small Business Saturday.
Bearkat Student Media's Genaro Pietro tells us more about shopping small.
The U.S. Small Business Administration created Shop Small Saturday to compete with Black Friday and Cyber Monday in 2010. The City of Huntsville and local businesses are working to preserve the small town roots of this community their way.
Sure. The Shop Small campaign is being managed by the Main Street Program and the Downtown Business Alliance. And essentially, we are just encouraging our community to spend their money locally.
Huntsville's Shop Small campaign is from November 12th to December 1st.
Encouraging our community to spend their money locally with the idea that it is our local businesses that contribute to the economy more often than not, supporting our schools, our kids, creating jobs here for our community, and just keeping that money here in Huntsville.
No purchase is necessary. Completed passports are entered into a drawing with a top prize of $300 downtown dollars. One of the participating businesses is the Safe Shop.
Come check us out. Like, we're doing good things here. You should come do good things here.
If you want to learn more about local businesses in the Downtown Business Alliance, go to huntsvilledba.com. Reporting from Huntsville, Genaro Prieto, Bearkat Student Media.
Still ahead, you may have missed a strange phenomenon in the sky a few weeks ago. You may not have a chance to see it again for a few years.
And temperatures are going to remain cool to mild for the next few days, but is that going to include a chance of rain? I have your full weather picture right after the break.
Schmidt in the gun, stands on the 15. Schmidt looking over center, it's caught! It's a touchdown! It's a touchdown!
Three, two, one.
Good afternoon, Huntsville and Sam Houston State University students. Here's a look at your local forecast. It's currently 59 degrees in Huntsville with sunny skies throughout the day. Humidity's at 37%. Winds at 10 miles an hour with that feels like temperature at 57. Around the region, Centerville's at 59 degrees. College Station comes in at 57. Groveston's at 60. Livingston and Conroe both check in at 61. And finally, Hardin is seeing 63 degrees. Statewide, El Paso's checking in at 52. Lubbock at 45. Dallas is at 51, San Antonio 60, and a little bit warmer at 73 down in Brownsville. Around the nation, we got 58 degrees in New York, 32 degrees in Chicago, a warm 83 down in Miami, a cool 38 in Denver, and Los Angeles is at 63. For tomorrow, we're going to wake up to a chilly 41 degrees in Huntsville. Sunrise is going to be at 7:02 a.m. with partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the northeast at 3 miles an hour, and that humidity is going to be at 70%. The 5-day forecast for Huntsville: tomorrow the high is going to be 62 with a low of 54. Friday has a high of 77 with a low of 66. Saturday a high of 69 with a decent chance of rain. Sunday is going to be 72 with cloudy skies, and Monday has a high of 80 with a 38% chance of rain. And that's going to do it from the Bearkat Student Media Weather Center. Angie, back to you.
Thank you for that great weather report, Justin. The mystery of why and how the moon turns red has fascinated humans for thousands of years. Huntsville residents got a clear view of the blood moon lunar eclipse early morning on November 8th. Bearkat Student Media's Michelle Fitzgerald has more on the story.
The November 8th blood moon was the first time in U.S. history that we had an election day total lunar eclipse. According to almanac.com, it's never happened before and will not happen again in our lifetimes.
It's called a blood moon because when the Earth comes between the sun and the moon, it blocks the reflection of the sun's light from the lunar surface and makes the moon appear red.
When the moon is completely in the Earth's shadow, the only thing illuminating its surface is light filtered from the Earth's atmosphere. NASA says the more dust in the Earth's atmosphere, the redder the moon will appear. In Texas, the moon was bright blood red just before 6 a.m., wowing observers.
Oh, it's beautiful to watch. I actually really loved watching it. I got up early for work so that I could see it. I took a picture. It was so pretty.
The eclipse was not visible around the world, but thanks to various free live streams from observatories, everyone got a chance to view it.
The moon's totally full in blood red.
This event marks the last total lunar eclipse until 2025.
Eclipses in general bring change and new experiences.
Astrologers say to brace yourself for some much-needed change coming your way, courtesy of the full blood moon in Taurus.
When the eclipse comes and causes a change that you're not happy with, you're going to be happier later. You just have to get through the change to figure out how.
If you want to read more about how this eclipse affects your astrology sign, go to candlelightgarden.com. Reporting from Huntsville, Michelle Fitzgerald, Bearkat Student Media.
The SHSU football team wrapped up their season on a down note, while the men's basketball team is burning up the nets. I'm Bearkat Student Media broadcaster Alejandro Navarrete, and I'll have all your action on the field and on the court coming up after the break.
The proud son of hardworking immigrant parents, Eric Rodas chose to serve his country. A father, a soldier, and now a college graduate. He proved that circumstances have nothing to do with your outcome. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Eric determine their future. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alejandro Navarrete with your Bearkat Student Media Sports for SHSU Athletics. The transition to better competition is coming. Next year, Sam Houston Athletics will move from the Western Athletic Conference to Conference USA, where they'll be improving their recognition and competition. Football will be looking to transition from FCS to FBS. This means they're eligible for the playoffs with the big boys like Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, and among many other teams.
In athletics, there is this attitude that whatever we do, we're going to do to the very best of our ability. And I could not be more excited about joining Conference USA because it just takes us to that next step of excellence.
Officially take place on July 1st, 2023. This transition will help not just the athletic program, but the university, as it will gain more recognition, which could translate to larger enrollments. Now to men's basketball, where the Bearkats ran away with the Fort Myers Tip-Off Championship last weekend in Fort Myers, Florida. The Bearkats dominated their two contests by an average of 32.5 points after beating Northern Illinois 88-54 and South Dakota in the championship game at Suncoast Credit Union Arena. Dante Powers was named the tournament's most valuable player, scoring 20 points in the final game. The Bearkats led by 14 at the half and continued their strong start after the break, with Powers' hot hand draining a three and scoring a layup to take 38-21 lead. The Bearkats didn't miss many shots and buried a couple more threes to extend the lead to 28 to bring home the title. On Monday, however, the Bearkats came up short and suffered their first loss of the season against Nevada, losing 78-60. Last weekend, the 5-3 Bearkat football team took on the 5-5 Southern Utah Thunderbirds in the university's annual homecoming game. After giving up an early field goal, the Bearkats found themselves down 2 scores after Thunderbird quarterback Justin Miller finds Meta Ava Tahasi for an 8-yard score Moments later, quarterback Traper Pano finds Alvante Woodward for a 54-yard pitch and catch to put the Bearkats in the red zone. A few plays later, Pano runs in for a 2-yard score to bring the Bearkats closer. It's 10-7 Southern Utah at the break. The Thunderbirds tack on another TD in the second half, winning this one 17-7. This caps the season where the Bearkats played 9 games and finished with a record of 5-4 as they transition to Conference USA and FBS play in 2023. A lot of excitement on the field and on the court in the coming weeks. I'm Alejandro Navarrete, and that's a wrap on sports.
Thanks for that sports update, Alejandro. The Katie and E. Don Walker Senior Education Center on 19th Street held its 13th annual photo contest recently. Amateur photographers of all ages and backgrounds were invited to compete for a cash reward. The photos were divided into 4 categories: animals, floral, people, and architecture.
3 photos were chosen for first, second, and third place. An animal photo took home the first place prize, but the photos are still open for viewing until December 23rd. The Education Center's gallery hours are Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 4:30 p.m.
And that'll do it for us this week here at Bearkat Student Media News. I'm Justin Hardcastle.
And I'm Angie Rodriguez. We hope we kept you entertained, but most importantly, informed this semester.
Have a fun and safe winter break, and we'll see you back here in late February.